Hello, everyone. Welcome to twitch.tv/ the Onyx Path, where today we are gathered to play Hunter the Vigil 2nd Edition in a story called Cinder and Soot that is being run by Tom, our glorious storyteller, who I will be handing the reins off to momentarily. But before I do, I know. I get to play. It's awesome. I almost died of shock myself, so I'll give you all a moment to catch up. But before we dive in to the game, a couple things I wanted to bring up to everybody. First off, Onyx Path's game night is coming up the last Friday of every month. Onyx Path runs a game night through our partners over at Start Playing. And this is an opportunity to just get together and try out different Onyx Path games, or maybe try out a new book. If say maybe you picked up a Jumpstart for a system that you haven't tried yet. Maybe you haven't tried Scion, maybe you haven't tried Trinity, and you want to give it a shot. You can register to run a game. It's up to you whether or not you want to charge for that through Start Playing. And you can even note in there that it's your first time running the game if you're just starting out, and get some players and try some new games. So the information for that, I'm going to throw in the Twitch chat right now. Once again, I have a terrible time typing and talking at the same time, so if I pause and sound funny, that's why. The next thing I wanted to just make sure everyone was aware of is that we do still have our media contest going on. If you say you want to create like a TikTok or a Instagram reel, something along those lines, any sort of short video content that focuses on or promotes Onyx Path's games, you can post that, hashtag it with Onyx Path, and then we have a lovely form that you can fill out, and I will be copying the link to that in the chat to enter into our contest. That contest, we will be determining a winner the first week of next month, and that winner will get $150, I believe, worth of digital Onyx Path game materials. So it's a good opportunity to express your love for Onyx Path's games, get the word out on social media, and possibly win some fun prizes. I think that's all that I needed to cover in terms of paying the bills, as it were. I do want to thank anyone who may have been involved in supporting the Trinity Continuum Player's Guide Backer Kit. We wrapped that up just yesterday, a very successful campaign. So thank you all for checking that out while it was running. And keep an eye on the MMN to see what our next campaign is. Now that I've done all of that, I believe I will pass the reins off to Tom.
Thank you very much, and welcome, dear players and listeners, to Cinder and Soot, a Hunter the Vigil 2nd Edition chronicle, kinda. A short running experience, let's call it that. How short running? Well, we got a few dates, and we will see if anybody is still alive after that. I reckon some will survive. Maybe before introducing my wonderful players to you, I just want to get the most important out of the way. This is a horror game, and it might get very horrific. We checked we checked our lines and veils before. I think there shouldn't be anything coming up that we've excluded priorly. If there is, my dear players, please don't hesitate to give me a short sign that we will just end the scene at this point and switch to something else or take a break or whatever is necessary. Same goes for you, dear listeners and watchers. Here comes the content warning. Expect tonight gore and body horror, physical violence, stalking, and, well, yeah, your usual horror tropes, kinda. Not for this one, but in the future, there might be water-related horror with the drowning, so just a heads up. We will see about that. Well, if you have the feeling to just need a second or a minute, take that, stop the stream. If you want to watch it later, I'm sure you can do it on video on demand or anything like this. And yeah, just take very good care of you, have something to drink, and luckily for most of our audience, it should be in the early afternoon, so it's not scary dark outside. So, I am not alone, but I am in the best company, and we will make our introductions in the order that you can see them on the screen. So the first one is Edwin. Edwin, please tell us who you are and who you're going to play tonight. We can't hear you.
I believe you're muted.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
No worries.
Hi, Edwin Wessels, he, him. I'll be playing Barry Baswell, aka Baz. He is a former army boy who has seen some stuff and is now trying to fight back against the things that go bump during the night.
Thank you. Well, he already talked a little bit, but please, Travis, tell us who you are.
Absolutely. My name's Travis. Pronouns are he and they. When I'm not running games or playing in them, I'm writing them. I'll be playing Julie Hansen, whose pronouns are she and her, and she is the ex-bride of Christ. She was once a nun, saw some things that were terrifying, things that may have in fact gone bump in the night, and just did not find the support and belief when she reported it up the chain of command, and made a big enough stink that she was defrocked for it. So now she's kind of wandering the earth, looking for purpose and looking to alleviate some of the suffering that is going on in the now much darker and more frightening world.
Thank you very much. And our wonderful Kim.
Hi, I'm Kim Godwin, she, her, and I am a freelance writer for Onyx Path for the most part. I work on a lot of They Came From games, including the upcoming Witchford Academy. My first games were Classified and Cyclops' Cave and then Danger Zone, but I've also worked on Trinity Continuum, Aether, the upcoming Aegis, and I have worked on 3 Aberrant books which haven't come out, and then the Assassins VTT, which should be coming out hopefully soon. But I'll be playing Dr. Ashley Jones, and she has had some tragic patients have come through her ER, and she's trying to find a way to possibly identify the root cause of some of these aberrations so that maybe they can treat it so she doesn't have to lose another patient to a gnawing addiction, which ultimately takes their life.
Thank you very much. Well, we do have some good-hearted people here who are going to stand up in the night for you, citizens. We're just trying to get a good night of sleep. We will see how successful they are. I am Tom Murr, your humble storyteller, and, well, I do a little bit of RPG writing community stuff, but not yet for for Hunter or these games. So yeah, you will most likely know my voice from these streams, and I hope to be there more often. We'll see. But now it is time for the sun to settle, to dip its beams into the ocean, and getting drawn deeper and deeper beneath the sea's surface. And on the coast, we see a city lighting up in neon and bright white, trying to scare away that what lurks in the darkness. This is Brine Rock City, a metropolis formerly known for its industrial complex and a giant wharf for military ships. Things went south within the last decade, and the wharf had to shut down. But the city is still there. The city with just everything that creeps in its shadows and unwitnessed corners. There's a lot going on, a lot to be afraid of. People going missing, lives being extinguished, and even more horrible things. Many of them are of human nature, but not all. And there should be people out there stopping these things from happening. There should be people on the watch, keeping the candle aflame. But for some reasons, they are very, very few. And those who find themselves on the hunt, who made the creed to stop the monster in the night, more often than not find themselves in a bar in the harbor district called the Looking Glass. There they will find some little company and allies. It's probably the place where this cell of hunters have met for the first time. They ventured out onto 3 or 4 jobs together, brought the monster to the ground, and are still living to tell the stories. This is not a story that begins in that bar. This is a story that begins with a call. But before a phone rings, somebody is asleep. We leave the city for a short time. and enter a rough mountain area. Stony ground. One would guess good enough cover, low bushes, and fractured earth. It's dark, and you are on a patrol. Nothing out of the ordinary until just a few seconds ago. There was static in your comms, and then your electronic communications broke down. Barry, you are there in the middle of the night, sky clouded, and lost contact with most of your squad. You can see one of your companions just a few feet away from you. What do you think?
I currently very frantically trying to reach comms, trying to get in touch with the rest of the patrol as well. Slowly kind of seeing what happened to my brother in arms that's near me. See, hopefully he's still okay. Kind of just frantically, just in a bit of a panic, wondering why this all of a sudden happens on something that should just be an ordinary patrol.
You see him ducking beneath a rock and turning his head towards you, waving and yelling, "My comms are down!"
Yeah, same here. Do you know what's going on? Anyone near you?
I've no. And he stops.
What? What do you want to say? What's going on? Report.
And there's something coming out of this throat. It looks like a knife. And then blood starts spilling.
Shock, horror, raising my firearm and shooting at whatever is behind him in wild panic, yelling for answers, and if anyone is answering me in the night, considering it's just still kind of silence.
Things are eerily silent. And sorry, I have to look up my word. And the muzzle flashes of your gun start to blur in front of you. Your environment shifts. Things are getting hazy. This is a dream. And so you find yourself momentarily, moments later, on the run. You know you hit something, but it was to no avail. It just jumped at you, and you started running, and you can hear how giant paws and claws are just kicking gravel around as they carry these this maw full of teeth closer and closer to your neck.
I ain't getting paid enough for this shit. Literally just fear fueling my legs as I just try to stay ahead of it, ducking left, right, underneath trees, hoping that I don't trip as I keep running and just shouting in fear.
There is another shout. A shadow not too far away from you. They're screaming to come to you. There's fire, bullets piercing the air. And just as you turn towards this person, towards safety, there's just a leap. The creature sails through the air, and you see your surroundings turn red as it rips the soldier, not clean, but grisly, apart. Turns around. Still can't see it clear. You can just see the yellow-eyed intent to kill and hunt you.
Wherever my companion just died, I just basically run opposite of that. I didn't get paid enough for this. I'm literally just running through the forest.
Yeah, suddenly there is a forest. You're very sure that you're still being followed. And the dense woodwork doesn't seem to slow it down. It just appears to your left, to your right. For one brief moment, you felt the prick of a claw at the back of your head. And then something else catched its attention. And you just ran. This time the victim had time to scream. You're sure it was this scream that granted you the time to self yourself. As you wake up, not anymore in this godforsaken place, but in Brine Rock City. How do you feel?
Nauseated, drenched in sweat once more after reliving that nightmare. Nearly throwing up as I just sort of just force myself to sit straight, take a few deep breaths before grabbing the bottle of whiskey that's standing next to the bed on the nightstand and taking 3 deep gulps of whiskey to just drink away the horrors. And once done, just swing my beds out of the leg and then just reach out, feel the back of my head where I felt the slash, the pain, and just like it's trying to remember if it was real or if it was a nightmare once more, only to realize still reality, and then just throw up in the bucket next to the bed.
It does help a little. Your experience led to swearing an oath. What is that oath that you made?
Hold up, let me grab it quickly. I hunt because monsters killed the rest of my army buddies, and I still have nightmares of the big furry monster slashing my best friend's throat out while I hid under the bunk bed, like, well, in this case, somewhere in the forest, like a coward.
And you want to make good on that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But first, before doing that, I need a shower.
Yes, you do. You will have time to shower before you will be called. Because the first person who is getting called is Julie. Julie, your phone rings. It is actually the early evening. Where would you be?
Like early evening, like dinner time, early evening.
Yeah.
Probably like at the soup kitchen.
Mhm.
You know, just working the line at the soup kitchen.
Okay. Do you pick up?
Yeah, if as long as I'm not like, you know, ultra busy at that moment, I'll at least at the very least check caller ID, see if it's anyone I recognize.
It's Frederick Pauls. He's a guy that you from time to time speak to, because he is a troubled individual. He usually has another social worker, but from time to time he likes to call you and get your perspective on things.
Okay. I'll go ahead and answer. Hey, what's up?
I'm so glad that I can reach you. I'm sorry that I'm probably disturbing you right now, Sister Julie, but I'm just very worried.
You're fine. Calm down. And it's just Julie these days. What can I do for you?
I'm sorry. Just, you know, I'm trying to get to Brian Fox. We had an appointment this morning, but he didn't show up. So I waited and I don't know. I just got a very bad feeling, and I was at his house, and nobody wanted to let me in, and
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
he doesn't have a good record with the cops, so I couldn't call them, but just yeah.
Okay. You go ahead and just try to calm down a little bit. Walk me through it. Where were you supposed to meet him at?
Well, but the park that we are going to.
And is that where you are now?
No, I'm on his block. I hope he just shows up.
Oh, you're near his house.
Yes.
Okay. And is the nature of your meeting something we can talk about over the phone? Do you need me to come to you? I'm just finishing up here now. Do you need help?
I, I, uh, I, I lost my home again, and I was hoping that he could help me. Like he got me into something temporary, but I have to leave there soon, and
Do you have a way of getting around?
for a few more days, yes, but I just
Well,
right now I'm very worried about him.
I understand your concern. Why don't you come down to the kitchen and we can talk about it? Or if if you're worried, if you need, I can come and get you. I need probably 15 minutes to clean up what I'm doing here.
Okay. I might have taken around the house, and I think the window on his apartment is open.
I really wouldn't recommend just poking your nose into the house
No,
if no one's there. Quick question for the story guide, storyteller. How well do I know this fellow?
you have met him, I'd say, 4 times.
Do I know anything about his record of, well, I guess first of all, his mental health state, and secondly, if he has any, I guess, criminal history, sure, but also any history of like, erratic behaviors, things along those lines. I guess what I'm looking for is, do I know of any reason? Do I have any reason to suspect he might be a danger to himself or others at the moment?
I'd say you would be confident that he wouldn't do any harm to himself right now. He's very sensitive to if something dramatically changed, so it would be very, very on mark for him to freak out about this very important contact to disappear.
Okay.
Um,
Well, in that case, what I'll go ahead and say, I tell you what, why don't you text me the address where I can meet you? I'll button things up here and I'll head over your way.
yeah, this will work. Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Excellent. Just stay put and I'll see you shortly, okay?
Yeah. Thank you, Julie. Thank you.
Of course. And I'll hang up. Tell everyone, in the kitchen that something's come up. I gotta get going. And once I have a destination, I'll hop in. If I am able to have a car, I assume it's probably a very old, very ill repair, $500 beater with a heater kind of get you from A to B car. Failing that, I'll take a Uber to the to the destination, whichever at your discretion, I guess.
Yeah. So I think it's your choice how you travel there.
I'll have a like a really kind of beat up old like gremlin that runs more on percussive maintenance than on any actual quality of the vehicle.
And so you arrive at Winchester Street 12.
Okay.
It's an apartment building, 5 floors. And on a bench on the other side of the street, in front of a bakery, you see Ferdinand sitting. He is eating a dry bun.
Does anything, when I get out and kind of take in the surroundings, would I be able to make like an investigation check to see if there's anything that's wildly out of place?
Sure.
Okay.
Investigation is wits plus composure.
Oh, okay. So that's my first time rolling dice in Foundry.
You just click the names of the attributes.
Okay.
And
You said wits composure?
Wits plus composure, right.
Excellent.
And then you got a button with a die beneath the portrait that I haven't used.
Excellent. Excellent. So execute skill test?
Yes. That should
Beautiful.
give you the roll. If you want to see your results, you can just click on the success number, which is 3.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
And it does already do the 10 again roll.
Oh, beautiful.
So-
Okay, cool. I think I just
We're
tapped
looking-
it twice. Yeah.
It's all right. We're
Excellent.
taking the better one.
I appreciate your kindness in that regard.
Yeah, 3 successes instead of 1 is
Yeah.
always good.
Precisely. I'm just kind of looking around, see if there's anything that leaps out at me as unusual. Anything to be concerned about.
Not directly.
Okay.
But you're getting an uneasy feeling around the house right now.
Uneasy. Can I differentiate between the two? I don't have any like unseen sense or anything like that. But is this uneasy as in I've visited dangerous neighborhoods before and I know what that vibe is, or is this uneasy as in like hairs in the back of my neck kind of vibe?
It's more the latter.
Okay. I'll walk over to my buddy on the bench and forgive me again. What was his name?
Ferdinand.
Ferdinand?
Ferdinand.
Ferdinand. Oh my goodness. I will add him to the faces list.
Beautiful. I appreciate that. Thank you. So I'll just walk up and say, "Hey, how are we doing? You okay?"
I'm much better that you're here now. He shows you the bun. I actually got something to eat. I haven't eaten the whole day. Just knowing that you're coming, it just helped too that I could get something.
Well, I'm glad you got some food. That's important. So your friend, you went and knocked at their place and they're not home?
Yeah. And I was, this sounds creepy, right? But I haven't left the area. I should have seen him going through, you know?
I mean, sure, but is it possible that he left before you got here, or maybe he's just asleep and a deep sleeper or something like that?
Yeah, but there's the open window.
What time of year is it?
It's spring.
Okay. I mean, people open their windows, did you notice something strange about the open windows or something about it that was alarming to you, I guess?
You can't see it really well. It's just so. You think I'm just stressed?
Well, maybe, sure, but I can't help if you don't tell me what's going on.
Okay. Okay, so I waited for him like half an hour.
Okay.
And usually he knows that I get nervous if he's not showing up or not on time. So he's kind enough to take care and be on time. And he didn't show up. And I know it's not totally okay, but I get so worried that after 30 minutes I came over here and I rang his door. And there was nothing. And I thought, well, you, maybe he's just on another place or meeting other people, and then he would come to the park, and I probably missed him by now, so I better stay here because he would come home sooner or later. I waited until noon and he didn't show up, and well, I thought maybe the bell is broken, so I rang the other people in the house. Of course, many didn't answer because they're on work or stuff. But some of them just said I should leave. You
Wow.
know, like in the way that no, we are not talking to you. You might be police or something.
Sure, that makes sense. What floor is your friend's apartment on?
It's on the second.
Okay. Well, there's a couple things we could try. I understand you're worried about your friend, but I'm worried about you, making sure you have somewhere to stay. So if you want, we can get you over to the shelter, get you somewhere to sleep tonight, somewhere warm, get a meal in you. If it'll make you feel better before we go, I'm happy to go ring his bell. I'm happy to go ring the neighbors' bells, see if any of them will talk to me. We could try to call him. You said the window's open?
Yeah.
We could go, if you want to give him a call, I could go stand under that window and see if I hear his phone inside, if that would make you feel a little better.
This would be actually brilliant.
Okay. Let's go do that first, okay? 'Cause you said you haven't seen him come or go, right?
No.
Okay. Let's go do that real quick, okay? Why don't you point me to where the window is, and then you go ahead and dial the phone when I get over there, all right?
Sure, let's do that, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll head over to wherever Ferdinand tells me to go.
And you're entering the... What's it called in English?
Like the courtyard, kind of?
Yes, I was assuming it was another name. But yeah, you're entering the courtyard. And it's not the best kept place. It's also not the best kept neighborhood, so that's online.
Okay.
And you can see, yeah, there's on the second floor this open window.
Is this like, I guess how high up is the second floor window? Is this the kind of thing where like the first floor is kind of like partially in the ground and the second floor is reachable from the ground, or is it like 10, 12 feet up in the air?
It's 12 feet up.
Okay. So probably not seeing a whole lot in that window, I would assume.
That's right.
Okay. Am I able to? I guess I'll just wait until look over. See, can I see for Fernandette? I will pronounce that right at one point. Can I see them from where I'm standing?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go ahead and signal them to call and
He
listen.
he does. And you hear a phone ring. It's not too far off from the window, actually. But the sound is off.
Like
Yeah?
like muffled.
Yes. And it's some rock song, but it's like it's mistuned.
Okay. Do I recognize the song?
Probably. It is. Yeah, it is "Kill of the Night" by Jin Wigmore.
Okay. Well, now that I'm hearing that the phone is obviously up in the apartment, I'll walk back over. Let my friend know that I do hear the phone. I think if he's not inside, his phone is. So maybe we can try to get in. I'm gonna see. Obviously, we'll ring his apartment, but I'm also gonna see if I can have any better luck with the neighbors.
Sure. Is this a moment where you would consider contacting your cell already?
I mean, the vibes here aren't great, so if we have like a group text, I might deploy a message that just says, "Hey, I'm at X and X address, helping out a friend. Vibes are off. It's a bit spooky. Might have a missing person on my hands."
Okay. Ashley, where does this message reach you?
Probably this time of night. It seems like it's Pilates class time, so I'm probably finishing up the end of that class. You have to have something normal to do, but yeah, so probably finish. She's wrapping up her time in the gym. She's looking at her phone, and she responds back, "Okay, on my way."
I'm gonna reply back, "Thanks."
Beautiful.
And I will also reply to the text and say I'm gonna try to see if somebody can let me in, just so you're aware. so if I'm missing when you get here, look for my body.
Choking, not joking. Okay.
A winky face.
LOL? Question mark?
Yeah, and then I'll proceed up to the. I assume there's like a series of door buzzers, the way you're describing it.
Yes. I just want to check in with Baz.
Sure.
Where are you as the message reaches you?
Just stepping out of the shower, grabbing a quick bite and seeing the message. He'll respond be there in X amount of time, depending on what Google Maps say, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
and he'll then grab the pistol that he has laying around and quickly makes his way over there. Meanwhile, still stuffing his face full of food.
Okay. Now that the cell is on the move, we can return to the doorbells. You ring a few, especially the one of Brian Fox, but there's no response. On your third bell, you are in luck. Hello?
Hi. My name is Julie. I'm a caseworker, and I'm trying to get a hold of Mr. Fox in apartment 2B. He doesn't seem to be responding, but I'm kind of would like to do a welfare check on him, and I would rather perform it myself than, involve like authorities. I was wondering if maybe you could help by buzzing me into the building.
Let's do a skill check for that.
Sure.
It's manipulation. In the end, it sounded a little bit like intimidation.
Little edge of a threat.
Sure, I suppose I can lean into that. I think you've got. I just noticed an error with my skills, but I will correct it on my sheet.
Okay.
Yeah. So manipulation and intimidation.
Yes.
Not a great dice pool for me. Let's see.
You can spend 1 point of willpower to give you 3 additional dice.
Sure. Let's do that. Why not? Okay. And so when I hit the die, I would
You can.
Oh, I gotta make sure. I'm sorry, I unselected them by accident. There we go. And then so I'll add +3.
Yes.
And for some reason, it looks like it's reading my manipulation as a 1 and not a 2.
It's strange.
Yeah, sorry. Give me just half a second. Oh, I know why. Because I don't have any dots in that skill. That's why.
Yeah, then it will deduct 1 point.
Yep. So 2 successes. Looks like.
Well, wonderful. So, yeah, sure. No need to get like, yeah, sure. And
Bless you. Thank you so much. I pop the door. You said Ferdinand was eating a dry bun.
yes,
Do you have the bag for that?
sure.
Excellent. I'm going to stick the bag on the doorknob. Like, not the doorknob, but the actual mechanism that pops out. I'm basically putting it between the door and the door jamb to try to keep the lock from locking.
Smart move. So your friends can enter.
Yep.
Awesome.
I'll fold it and roll it if I have to make it fill the space.
Works.
Great.
And you enter the house. The staircase is more on the dim lit side of the end of the spectrum of brightness. And it's dirty in places.
Okay.
Many of the doors have been replaced in the past, probably with a sturdier one. And you reach the second floor. The door has a reasonably good lock in place and a spy through which you could watch the staircase.
Okay. Is the door itself? I guess the first thing I'll do is just check it. Is it locked?
It is locked.
Okay. I didn't figure I'd be that lucky. Okay. In that case, I don't know if I have anything that would let me. Is lockpicking's larceny, right?
Yeah.
So I don't have that. I mean, I'll try a credit card and see if I get really lucky.
You sure can try.
And I'll go ahead and throw down another willpower on this because it seems like something I might want to do. So would that be dexterity?
Dexterity is, or you have another smart approach if you want to use any other skill. Usually it would be dexterity, but I can be convinced to do something else.
I mean, if I could lean on wits and streetwise, that would be what I would love to. But I mean, I think that might be a bit of a stretch. But
A stretch, yeah.
yeah, otherwise I'll just go with Dex.
Okay.
Dex larceny, and I am spending for the willpower, so that's 3 extra dice. No successes.
No successes.
Darn.
So you're trying to open the door, and it's giving you a hard time. And your friend's time to show up. Is Baz and Ashley arrive, what signs of anger can they witness?
In terms of,
Are you showing anger, or
me?
how's your reaction to
no, I mean I'm probably, like, I would imagine, like, Julie's lips are pursed, and she's just trying to piece of shit. Oh, this looks a lot easier in the movie. Can one of you get this door, please?
I can give it a go. I'm not the best at this, but I can give it that old child college try. What type of? It's just you're using the credit card trick. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I was trying. I mean, would a hairpin help?
Maybe we can try using a hairpin. I happen to have some. So I do have larceny, and some dex. It's not a huge dice pool, but it is a pool. It is a thing. So we'll see. All right. It's probably gonna be nothing. Yeah. It's like my mighty 3 dice. Okay, that was not a success. Baz, you know, perhaps you are more.
I mean, I'll spend the willpower as well. Give it a go.
You can. In the meantime, several neighbors have passed your group. Ferdinand is trying to not be associated with you. He is very bad at this. And you are, giving the door a procedure.
So
Yes, it seems.
is anyone like you? Are the neighbors like looking out their doors?
You know what? Yes. 2A, probably the person who let you in,
Okay.
is eyeing you.
I got one success, by the way, to open the door.
Breaking the door, yeah. At this point, kinda.
I will, if possible, kind of look over to 2A and just say, we're just checking on him. Everything's, I'm sure everything's fine. We just need to make sure that he's okay. And I would like to try to lie my ass off to this person and make them think that everything's okay.
This is a nice idea. And I can see you gaining something from that. So it would be subterfuge.
Oh, I'm wonderful at that. Manipulation?
Yeah.
By wonderful, I mean I barely have any of it. I have die in it. Alrighty. It's one success.
One success. Yeah, sure. Sure you do.
I just smile and turn back around and go back over to the door. Are we in or what?
I heard a click, so here goes.
2A closes the door, probably still spying on you. But yeah, you hear the click of something not behaving well in the lock, but it opens. You're leaving visible marks of entry. But the scene is yours. And what a scene it is. It's a small apartment. You have the corridor in front of you. The door opens inside the flat. You have two doors, a few steps into the corridor, one to the left, one to the right, and one in the at the end of the corridor in, I don't know, like 4 meters. First things first, the smell. Iron, earth, thick blood. It soaked into the carpet and just filling the air. The smell would be horrid if it wasn't for the open window.
If at all possible. As soon as I clock that smell, I would like to turn to Ferdinand and say, why don't you go on out to my car? And we'll be down in a minute, okay? And toss him my keys.
Yeah, sure. He looks very worried. But
Yeah, no, continue. Sorry.
but he leaves. Barry.
Yeah, at this point, Barry grabs a pair of just leather gloves and puts them on. Just kind of the fact that our faces are already known by 2A, and the moment anyone from law enforcement will open this, and yeah, it's not good.
Hooray, we found a crime scene. All right, so I'm gonna reach into my kit and pull out a pair of like latex gloves and put them on and hand out pairs to other people, although it's too late if it's already saturated the carpet. This will be fun.
I was going to say, I'll probably just kind of stand there with my hands folded in front of me, kind of like nervously rocking forward onto the balls of my feet and back and kind of looking upward until someone hands me some gloves.
Yeah, I'm gonna hand you some gloves.
This is not what I'm normally prepared for.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything airborne, so I don't think we necessarily need the masks, but we'll be.
I mean, if you have one that might help with the smell.
Sure. You know, I'll hand out masks. Here you go. Now we can venture forward and try not to leave footprints or shoe prints and freaking blood. But all right, so she dispenses her equipment, gives everyone the cloth masks, which will help a little bit if there's. It's really minor, but we're not going to be in here for more than 20 minutes, hopefully.
Don't be too excited, Ashley.
You know, it's just another day at the office, right? But yeah, should hand out the gloves and hand out the masks. All right, let's see if we can find a body. Lack thereof pieces before we call this in.
Sure.
Sounds delightful. So pointed a very rough map out of rectangles where you are entering from the top. So you have the room to your left, which is put an L in there. One to the right. Then there is a very tiny room, and the room to the left is actually extending around the corner. So
would I be able to utilize a wits and investigation action then to examine the crime scene effectively?
yeah, but we're gonna roll after you do some describing how you're looking at the scene and
sure.
explore it.
I mean, we're going to have to enter the place. So since I don't have any elegant way to prevent footprints, I'm just going to walk in. Probably try to like get up against the walls and like look around doors before I just walk in front of them. But right now I'm just kind of visually checking each room.
Okay. So the blood on the carpet traces back to the room on the left, which is a combination out of kitchen, which you're entering first, and then living room. That's just the area behind that. It's one big room. You see more blood on the floor. And you see a lump body on the sofa.
Okay.
And it's probably the source of the blood
Just out of curiosity, anything on the ceiling?
No. A few splatters.
I breathe a sigh of relief and move closer to the body.
Baz, if you have a gun, this would be a good time.
Oh.
Just in case.
He's
So
already
I'm
drawn it. He's already
gonna-
drawn it.
follow along with Julie, and then once we find the body, I will carefully walk up to check their vitals to see if they're possibly still alive. Maybe. If it's this fresh, then it's likely that they might still be holding on.
Seeing the other two dive into the left room and not hearing any sounds coming from there that indicates trouble, Barry, pistol drawn, will check out the right room. A quick sweep in there, and then the room all the way at the end, the little one.
Yeah.
Just to ensure that, and he'll actually, once everyone is inside, he'll close the door behind him. Lock it if possible, just so that if somebody tries to enter, they'll have to try to break through as well. And then do a quick scout of the two rooms there before making his way back to where the others are.
The tiny room is the bathroom.
Okay.
It does look like a used bathroom. There's a lot of dirty laundry, some hygiene products, stuff like this.
Okay, perfect.
More interesting is the bedroom, the one with the open window. Some action took place here.
Mm-hmm.
The bed is shredded. The front of the cupboard demolished. You can find pieces of the door all over the floor. There have been some shelves with some old, grimy novels. Well, they are plastered around the room now. There's also blood. But it's less on the ground. It's more like on the floor, on the walls. More in lines, like it does look like more. You would know this like combat wounds.
So safe assumption to make. Initial text started in the bedroom. Person dragged himself all the way up into the living room while leaving a nice little trail for us to find to where Julie and Ashley are at the moment.
Probably. This thesis we can prove with the investigation roll we will do shortly.
Yeah. Quick question. The window, is that one just opened from the inside, or has it been forced open, broken, or...
Now that you're getting a good look at it, it does look professionally broken.
Interesting. Wasn't me. Okay, I'll make my... Unless you want my wits and investigation roll now.
In a second, let's have a look at the body first, and then everybody can make their investigation rolls.
Yeah.
The body, the sheer amount of blood on the floor, if it is from one person, gives you a very clear idea that this body will be dead. It's face down, lying on the sofa. How does
All right.
Ashley proceed?
Ashley is going to proceed slowly. she wants to get to the body to see if the person's still alive. She'll ask, we'll do the normal stuff. Even if she thinks the person might already be dead, she's still going to go through the procedures. Hey, are you okay? We're here to help. Just come up to them, and then gently like touch their shoulder on the outside and like shake them. Hey, are you all right? Can you hear me? Wait a tick, and then try to check their pulse. Turn their face. See if they can take a look. Don't want to disturb them too much, because if there's some sort of severe injury to their head, moving around, disturbing them too much will probably make it worse.
You check for the pulse. There's none.
Okay.
And the turning around of the head reveals, well, the lower part slags behind a movement. The jaw doesn't seem to be well connected to the skull anymore. That might be because there is some skin and muscle missing. And you can look on some open teeth. And see that some of them are missing.
Does the skin look, how does the skin look? Is it is it pulpy? Is it shredded?
It's shredded.
Okay.
And that's the moment for all of you to roll wits and investigation, or another fitting skill that you would like to apply, like medicine.
Yeah, this is very much a medicine roll. I would argue a little bit of pathology as well.
Yeah, I totally argue as well.
I'm gonna rely on investigation, but I also did want to just note. I'm looking around. I want to determine if they came in here under their own power or if they were brought in here, and also if they deviated their path. It just like if you, I'm trying to suss out if this person just had like this horrendous traumatic wound. Why did they move? Why did they come in here? Why did they go to the couch? Right? Were they looking for something? Was there, so that's kind of where I'd like to focus my attention if I could.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. That I was trying to add the thing, but either way, did it roll?
Nope, it didn't.
Okay. I unchecked them. All right.
So far, not lucky with rerolling the tens.
Should be +1 for the specialty.
Yes.
All right. And then we will execute.
Nice. Okay. You will get some nice details.
Oh joy.
So, Julie is trying to get an idea of the path that this person took. And it is more or less drawn on the floor. You see a number of footprints and blood on the carpet. And so you can reconstruct that this man started in this room, bloodied, and tried to get to the door. Nearly reached it. Just been inches away. And then has been dragged back again. You're pretty sure that some vicious attack hit him. And his footprints aren't leading to the sofa. So he probably was airborne from the middle of the room to there.
Okay.
Also, taking in the scene, trying to not let the feeling get to you, but find a kind of safe way to open your senses. You smell something under the stench of blood. It smells of the sea, briny water. The bedroom. Baz is pretty sure whatever happened in here didn't lead towards the living room. You can't connect the blood trail. You're taking a very close look.
Mm-hmm.
And aside of the feathers from the cover and the cushion, you find some brown hair. Although it does look a little bit more like a pelt. And after that, you're taking another close look at the room. And you find scratch marks in the furniture and more pelt. And I think it is time for you to take the spooked condition.
Okay.
Is that just Baz or is that all of us?
I was coming to that most of you are definitely taking spooked or shaken. I think our medic might take shaken because she's looking at something very grisly.
But she has a tolerance for biology, so.
Oh yeah, you're right. So you're probably not shaken.
It's just.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I can understand injuries. It's the shit that makes them that's frightening.
Yeah. So let's go with spooked for you too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
And
I was gonna say,
yeah.
I have no tolerance for biology whatsoever.
Yeah, I think everyone is spooked by this point. So for those who are not familiar with this, like I was a few days ago, because this is officially the first time that I'm using a condition in my games.
Nice.
So, spooked. Your character has seen something supernatural, not overt enough to terrify them, but unmistakably otherworldly. How your character responds to this is up to you, but it captivates your character and eats their attention. You can shed this condition when your character's fear and fascination causes them to do something that hinders the group or complicates things. They go off alone to investigate a strange noise, stay up all night researching, run off instead of holding their ground, etc. So only Barry knows why he is spooked right now, but the others will learn in a second, I'm pretty sure. So, our body gets some further investigation. Looking it up more closely shows that not only a part of the jaw and teeth are missing, but so are the eyes. It's hard to say which tool was used, but you're pretty sure that a tool was used because this seems pretty clear cut.
Okay.
And is in stark contrast to the nature of the wound in the jaw and the wounds on the belly and at the legs, hematomes on the shoulders, probably the places where he was grabbed and thrown around. And then you notice that there's a big hole in the jeans and a lot of blood came from the leg. And you see that from the left leg, a femoral muscle is missing. Like the eyes, clear cut out.
Okay, so the injury to the lower part of the face looks torn and jagged, whereas like the eyes have been surgically removed. They've been dug out. They're not like there's not a long laceration.
Yes.
Is there bruising around the eye sockets?
Yeah.
Okay, so the person was probably still alive when it was being taken out. For the wounding on the rest of the body, are they long lacerations? Are they does it just look like broken in? It's just trying to see the difference between being hit with a bat or some heavy object versus being cut open by like claws or a knife or something.
I would say there's some. Most of the wounds are made by claws. You're pretty sure that you can identify this kind of wounds.
Mm-hmm.
There are some pressure marks from the body being thrown to around in the room, but that's not the major source of damage.
Mm. Lots of bruising. Okay.
Quick question. Does this room share a wall with 2A?
No, it doesn't.
2A's on the other side? Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Would it?
Well,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I think we're gonna have to call people for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're better off leaving right now.
Hold on a minute, though.
No. This is bad. This is really, really, really bad.
Oh no, it's terrible. Yes, absolutely. Two things though. First of all, with the mutilation that the body has experienced, is it possible that I might make an occult roll to see if there's anything I can think of that might do that?
Sure.
I would assume my specialty in religious practices doesn't apply to this.
As long as it wasn't evangelical snow.
I mean, wrath of God. Really?
All right, so yeah, occult, and we've got, what would that be? Intelligence or wits?
I think this is intelligence.
Okay.
It's less quick thinking, more like.
It's one success.
So, well, have you already shared your impressions, the three of you?
So Barry was basically literally like, we need to get the fuck out, and he didn't really get to the point where explaining how and what. But yeah.
No, I was much more leaning on like there's clearly eyes and parts of that guy missing.
Yeah. So,
One of these things does not look like the other.
Right.
I guess you have a little experience, but you're not like very knowledgeable of the dark side of Brine Rock City. So, you'd say this might be some sort of beast. And you know that, well, if it's taking eyes and a certain muscle, it must be sentient, have a plan. And this would imply that I'm sorry, my bad English is falling into my back. So there might be rituals that can be done with eyes. First thing that comes to your mind is like scrying.
Okay. So this might be some sort of creature that's using magic to assume a beastly form, and also using and collecting parts for rituals, for example. Like it's a possibility.
It's possible, yes.
Yeah.
Are you Tom? Are you okay with me quickly looking for Ashley and saying like, can I have a forensic bag and then put in the tufts of fur in there at that same point?
Sure.
And yeah, so that kind of further confirms the idea that maybe it's some sort of shape-shifting, some sort of witch that's taking on beastly shapes and collecting body parts. The other thing that I would like to do before we leave is give this poor fellow his last rites.
Yeah.
Sure. We'll just just because someone mentioned it, does this person still have their tongue?
Yes.
Okay.
Tongue is still there. Are you checking for their identity?
Yeah. Well, I'll check to see if they're at home, so it's unlikely that they have their wallet in their pocket, but I'll look. Let's see if we can find something either on the person or in their apartment that says who they are.
The guy has his wallet on his person.
Oh.
Because it's not his own. This, regarding to his driver's license, is Seth Fox. He shares his last name with the missing Brian Fox.
Well,
okay.
That complicates things.
Yeah, a bit. So, okay, so where does Seth live?
He live.
Oh, since we have his ID.
Yeah. Yeah, you got his address. He is living in the city, but in another quarter. Well, Barry, how many seconds can you still stay in this place?
Enough that I start to be very, very nervous, kind of on edge, and literally kind of looking at both of them like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. This is bad. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. So they kind of got someone hoovering who's literally looking to them to the front door, to them to the front door. He's on edge. He doesn't want to be there anymore.
I'll say.
I think that's fair.
Don't worry, Baz. It's only gonna take a minute. I think Travis isn't Catholic, so I have no idea how long this is gonna take. I mean, I go pasta lasagna, don't get any onion, and we bounce out. I don't like.
I don't know. In the movies, it's like really quick. So
Right.
I don't know.
I sprinkle some water on his forehead and go, "That's a real bummer about what happened to you. Good luck."
Would you have some balming oil on you?
Would I like be carrying?
A small bottle of like anointment oil. Or
I mean, I
something.
would assume, given that I'm aware that there are supernatural things out there and haven't completely abandoned my faith, I'm probably carrying like a cross and, or more to the point, a crucifix and some water and oil. Probably, I would assume.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can do the last rites with some oil. And if I remember this correctly, it doesn't take too long. Is Ashley taking any samples?
Yeah. She's gonna. Well, while this is going on, she'll take some pictures of the wounds. Don't check my phone, please. But she's gonna take some pictures of the wounds. She'll take some blood samples because she's gonna let her detective friend know about what's going on.
Mhm.
Because their fingerprints are all over the scenes now. So better to inform rather than be a suspect.
Yeah.
But yeah, she'll take some samples.
Great. Okay. So, eager anticipation to leave the place, eager anticipation for you to return to the car, finally drives you out of the apartment.
Any sound of police sirens?
You haven't called any, right?
No, we haven't. But 2A, maybe?
Maybe to A.
Considering how sketchy we were.
My assumption would be if 2A didn't call the police when somebody was clearly throwing a body around the next apartment over, they're probably not going to call the cops right now.
Yeah.
I don't assume, given the neighborhood, I don't assume anybody's too keen on calling the police.
True, but still kind of just want to be 100% sure.
You are on the lookout, but there's no police response to your actions yet.
Before we go running off and abandoning the crime scene and creating more problems for ourselves than is absolutely necessary, I understand Ashley has a connection with the police department. Would it be smarter for you all to leave, me to call the cops, and just literally tell them the same story I told 2A, which is I'm a caseworker. I was, checking in on the place. And that's where I found this mess.
Sure.
If that's what you want to do, if you want to
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason not to tell the police that,
Mhm.
and that way they won't find out that I was in there later. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so if you want to call it in now, I'll go over here and call my friend
Sure.
and give him a heads up that something's going on.
And then I can hang back and meet up with you once I've dealt with the cops. Hopefully that'll keep some heat off of us in general by me getting in front of it specifically.
Okay.
Unless, Baz, unless you think that's a terrible idea.
No, I mean, I trust you guys with that.
Cool. Well,
We've already contaminated the crime scene, so
right. Yeah. Get the hell out of here, and I'll. There's a Ferdinand in my gremlin. I don't know that I want to. Let me. Do I have any knowledge, storyteller, of Ferdinand's relationship with history with the police?
It's not great.
Okay.
It's minor theft.
Okay. Probably might not want to sit around and talk to him though. I will ask Ashley, just go over to my car, tell him to, if he feels comfortable driving it, drive himself to the shelter. Otherwise, hop out, take a bus to the shelter. There should be enough for fare in my cup holder in my car, and I'll catch up with him later.
okay.
And I'll wait for them to get clear before I call the cops.
Wonderful.
All right. Go find Julie's gremlin.
Julie's gremlin. Yeah. He is sitting in the car. Has finally eaten his bun and waiting. He is on his phone, but constantly checking the front door of the building.
So Ashley's going to walk up. She has taken off of her gloves and stashed it inside of her bag. So she's not covered in blood, coming up to this guy. But she'll walk up and she'll knock on the door. Like, hey, want to roll down your window? Open the door.
Yeah, he does. So, you're friends of Julie?
Yeah, she's got to stick around for a little bit. But do you feel comfortable driving, or?
You've been there for some time, and that's not a good sign, right?
Well, you don't have to worry about this. She said that if you're comfortable driving, you can borrow her car and drive yourself to the shelter, or you can take the bus. She says there's enough in her cup holder for cab fare or for bus fare to take you there, and then she'll meet up with you later.
Yeah, sure. What's about Brian?
He's fine. He just has a very, very bad hangover.
We're just calling some friends in to check on him a little bit more, but it's gonna take a while. So she just wants you to go on ahead and try and get settled while she takes care of Brian.
Okay. Wouldn't it be like a good idea to get an ambulance?
Julie's got that covered. She is more concerned also about your safety.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, we just want to make sure you're settled and you're okay. So do you need, or because I have to make some calls as well. So do you need cab fare? Do you need what? How can we help you?
money for some lunch or breakfast or?
I'm not hungry, thank you. Yeah, it's probably better to get to the shelter. I think I can take the bus. Yeah. Do you know if does Brian have health insurance?
I'm not sure. I didn't ask, but we'll make sure he's taken care of.
Okay.
We'll be fine.
He closes his eyes, visibly slows down his breath, probably counting, calming down. Okay. This had just been a shit day.
Oh, you can say that again.
But yeah, just take your time.
Safe travels. Take care. And let Julie know once you get into safely to the shelter. And
Yeah, I'll text her.
perfect. Hey, safe trip. Have a good one, buddy.
Thank you. And he takes some money from the cup holder, leaves the car, and goes to the bus stop.
You needed to make a call as well, right, Ashley?
Yeah, but I can walk with you to your car
Yeah.
and make it.
We might just get out of here before any first responders show up.
Are you okay? You look a little pale.
I'm not sure if I ever told you my first encounter a few years ago. That what I put in those bags, it kind of brought back memories of that.
Okay. Well, are you okay to drive? Do you need?
Oh, I'll be fine to drive. It's just more the whole fact that something like that in the city all of a sudden, when I thought that we're just creatures that would just be in the forest, kind of spooks me, caught me off guard, so to speak.
Do you feel safe to be alone right now?
Oh yeah, I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
We'll meet back up. Like, it shouldn't take too long.
Yeah, no, I mean, else we can always just meet up in the looking glass again once Julie has got everything sorted and catch up and see what the following up steps are going to be. Because I take it you have to run some errands as well with everything that you've gathered.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. But unless you want to tag along and play assistant, it's a little squish, but
I can handle. I mean, it will keep me distracted and we'll make sure that I don't grab for the bottle, so to speak, after this. So yeah, I'll tag along.
okay. All right. So Ashley is going to pull out her phone, her other phone, and she's going to call Jason.
Okay. Jason. What's your relationship with Jason?
Detective Jason Malloy. He's kind of like an on-off again, kind of not really a boyfriend, but he kind of understands what she's into, not what she's into. It's not like that sort of thing, but he knows that there's some things that she's taking care of that she doesn't really care to explain, but it's something weird. She'll talk to him about like it's a case that they're for hints or like let him know that there's something weird going on. She does a little. He knows she does some after hours pathology stuff, dealing with weird wounding. So he might think that it's some part of some sort of a study that she's doing,
Mhm.
some sort of medical study that she's doing that he doesn't quite get, but he just knows that if she calls with case stuff, it's going to be weird.
Okay.
It's abnormal sort of stuff.
So he picks up. Hey, Ashley. If it's you
Hey.
calling, it's getting interesting.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not for anything super fun this time. I'm sorry.
Oh,
But you guys are probably going to be a little bit busy for a little bit, or at least whoever gets assigned this one.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. So if
Someone,
yeah,
yeah, someone's calling it in to do the main emergency line right now, but I wanted to give you a heads up before it popped up on your radar.
okay. What are we looking at?
So it is a single. It is a one remains of a one white male that does not live at the residence, with a broken window, with multiple lacerations, some extractions, lots of bruising, lots of physical trauma, and no sign of perpetrator or the actual apartment owner.
So he's not he didn't break in.
He seems like he's a relative. He shares a similar name to the person that's actually supposed to be in the apartment.
Okay.
But I don't know if if he broke into the apartment or he was visiting, but I don't see any presence of the second person or footprints leading out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to know why you are involved, but what is the weird part?
Well, someone extracted his eyes while he was alive. The lacerations look like claws. So, I'm sorry. It's really grim. I'm not sure what this is. I'll have to do some checks.
Yeah.
Yeah, my friend was called in for a wellness check and walked in on that. So it's just,
What do you think is the response team in trouble?
didn't we checked the apartment? There wasn't anybody there, anything there. I would be cautious, but I think they've gone, but I would just be careful. Looked like
Okay.
they went after this guy, this person that broke in with a baseball bat, and it went poorly. But I know you guys are going to send an ambulance anyway and a coroner, but you don't need it. You're going to need the
Okay.
coroner more than the EMTs, but it's bad.
Have you messed with the scene?
I checked to see if the victim was still alive. That was the extent.
Moved anything?
I didn't move anything.
Okay, good. Great. Anything I can do to add to my nightmares?
No, I promise the next time I call, it'll be for something fun. We don't have to keep passing the baton here, but
Okay. Sounds better. Good.
yeah.
If anything turns up, you want to be in the loop?
Yes, please.
Okay.
If you want to meet up for drinks later, when, take the edge off, let me know.
I am on shift tonight, so I'm sorry I must pass on that, but
Yeah.
next week.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll let you know if I find anything more normal for you
Yes.
from this.
And please stay careful. Yes?
Yeah.
Don't-
I'll be as safe as I can.
No, be safe and don't go in alone.
All right.
Okay.
Up.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. She hangs up the phone, closes her eyes for a second, puts her normal phone back in her purse. Okay. So we have 2 cars. Do you want to leave your car here, or do you want me to drive?
You're muted.
Sorry. I'll just follow you. That's fine.
Okay.
Better to not have any extra vehicles showing up if they start Camdens in the area around here, etc.
Yeah. Okay. She'll jog back to her car, put her samples in the passenger seat.
Okay. And as you're taking off from the scene, we and our audience are as well. And we're taking a few minutes for a break, and then we will return to whatever awaits our good Julie. See you soon.
Bye.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Thanks for hanging out during our quick biological and technological break. I will be handing the reins back over to our storyteller. Tom, show is yours.
Thank you. Well, we return once again to the crime scene, where Julie is now all alone.
As I take out my phone, something occurs to me, something that I had forgotten in all the excitement. I call the phone number I was given by Fernandad again.
And yeah, the phone of Brian rings.
We'll find it.
It is in the bedroom, and it's lit beneath the cupboard, a wardrobe.
I'm going to do my level best to not disturb anything while I snatch it.
Mm.
And then I'm going to. Is it bloody or damaged or otherwise impeded?
The lower part is damaged where the speakers are. That might be the reason for the distortion that you noticed on the song.
Okay. I'm going to shove that. I'm going to turn the phone off, and then shove that phone down the front of my pants, and then I'm going to call the police.
Okay. You get into the emergency line. A team of cops will be deployed to your location. The usual stuff.
Okay. I'll tell them my name's Julie Hansen. One of the clients who came into the soup kitchen expressed the need for a welfare check at this address. I came, found that the place had been broken into and that there was a homicide.
It's all handled very professional. You're told to not disturb the scene, to not go in there, just wait for the officers to arrive.
I'll say, I am very sorry. I have already stepped inside. Should I just stand here until they get here? It smells terrible and it's bloody.
I'm not too familiar with police procedure.
They would probably
So I have to
No.
guess.
They would say, get outside and wait out front.
Yeah.
You can wait
Okay.
out front.
Okay, that's what I guessed, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, so please step outside of the apartment. Probably sit down.
I'm so
Wait.
terribly sorry. I'll go wait out in the front lobby of the building. Thank you.
And if you don't need them to stay on the line, they will end the call.
Yeah, no, I do not. I do my best to convey an amount of concern and panic that sounds like what a reasonable person would expect to hear in the situation.
This could call for a roll, but we're not going to.
Okay.
Well, as you're sitting there waiting for the police to arrive, you notice that with the sunset and the impending darkness of night, temperatures cool down very, very fast, even within the building. One could explain this by an open window on the upper floors. But it's this uneasy cold that just creeps out of the walls, sticks to your skin, penetrates and gets to your bones. And as you're waiting, you said you wanted to go into the lobby, the building?
Yeah, I'll probably. Actually, what I would probably do is go sit on this. This is the second floor, so I'd probably go sit at the top of the stairs
Okay.
or
So you
the
got
landing for this floor.
Yeah. So you got a lot of time to stare at walls, and ceilings, and stairs. And as you're sitting there, you notice it is beneath the stairs to the next floor. So you have to look upwards from your position to identify it. It looks like it's applied with crayon, but you would need a ladder to get up there. Some sort of crude symbol. It does look like a very roughly drawn tree.
Can I pull out my phone and use the light on the phone and the zoom on the camera to get a good look at it?
Yeah, you can. And this reveals to you that this is for lack of a better word, a glyph that has been redrawn several times. You can see the faded lines from earlier. It changed a little bit over the time, but it's always a tree, and a tree with fangs.
Okay. Can I make an occult roll about this?
Yeah.
Awesome. That would be great. Is that going to be intelligence?
Yes.
Does my specialty in religious practices help with this?
Actually, yes.
Excellent. So I selected, I hit a +1 to reflect the specialty to the die pool, and hit execute, right?
Yep.
3 successes.
Beautiful. So, you have heard about these things. And if you're looking in certain places, you can find them. It is a signet to mark territory. And you heard that several cultures in the city are using them to protect the place. You have heard talk about this in the Looking Glass, and you think it is connected to shapeshifters.
I will send a picture of it and all of that information to the group chat.
Other reactions.
And then a selfie of me in front of it, like.
Oh god. Yeah, sure.
Perspective scale, I guess. All right. I'm assuming that they're either out of light or they've reached wherever they were going before texting back. What is this? Where is this?
Oh,
Are you still there?
I would explain in the text what I know of it. Ask them to maybe ask around the Looking Glass, see if they can find more information. But it looks like a warding sigil that is set up to ward off some sort of shape-shifting creature. I don't think it worked. Catchy headline.
You got one comment back in there. Fuck. In the chat.
F in the chat for shapeshifters.
Yep. Literally.
Cancel. We'll downvote this, but okay. We can. Do you need us to head back? I need to get these in the.
No, judging by the neighborhood, the 911 response time here is probably about 4 days. So I'm just gonna hang out till the cops get here. Do your thing. I'll catch up as soon as I can.
Just let us know if something you start hearing or smelling weirder stuff.
Sure, I'm sure this is all fine. And as I hit send on that, I'll kind of pull out my crucifix necklace and just.
Everything is fine.
This is fine.
It totally is. So, the cops arrive. Julie is asked questions, then interrogated, then scolded for entering the scene, whilst the professionals are taking over.
Yeah, exactly. I am going to do my best to play dumb and deflect any actually, I don't want to muck up the investigation, but I do want to divert any attention I can from us, obviously, and keep the focus on the problems at hand. I do have the tight-lipped merit, if that helps.
Yeah, it does. So you're actually doing a pretty fine job of keeping your names kind of clear, and please tell me. So if you see, if you don't see it like this, but I don't see much value in going into detail with this scene.
Okay. No, not unless there's anything, any sudden revelation from, like, I see one of the cops' eyes glowing or something. Probably not.
No, that's not the case. And Detective Jason will arrive later, probably. But you will be taken out of the building by this point.
Sure.
Okay.
As soon as I'm clear, I'm going to head back their way, but I would like to try to, if it's time appropriate, I'd like to try to stop in and say a few I'm sorry's and Hail Marys, because I just, broke into somebody's house and stole a phone and lied to some cops. And
this is...
Police are going to forgive you, but God
that. That might be very interesting. Well, the other two, where are you heading? Not dying, hopefully.
Indeed. I'm just following Ashley because she had to run a few errands, so I'm just trailing her.
Ashley's going to take the samples to the lab.
Mm-hmm.
So she's probably going to a research lab that she's connected with, either through probably not through work-ish, probably to like a university, a medical university lab.
Okay. Are you overseeing the process yourself, or are you leaving this to...
she's going to want to dig through it herself rather than have them do it. But she needs to store the samples before things get ruined because it's been too long.
Yeah, that's reasonable. So you drop them off, put them into the cooler, and then continue your way
Yeah.
to...
Excuse me. We should be meeting back up to make sure everyone's okay versus digging through, because it's going to be several hours to dig through the medical samples, but just to make sure that the group's all okay. And
Mm-hmm. So the looking glass, or any other place? Okay.
Yeah, going back to the looking glass sounds good.
It is a bar in the Harbor District. It is actually one of these half in the cellar located places. So you have to take some outdoor stairs down. From this place, you can catch a glimpse of the docks, and on the other side of the bay, you can just make out the giant facility that was the wharf. A off-limits ground for anyone. But it's there. And was it daylight, it would have taken away some of the sunlight. But now the neon lights and street lights are on, and the city is blazing away against the darkness. And you're entering the Looking Glass. It's one of these old-timey bars with a lot of wood interior. At some point, somebody tried to give it a maritime look, but just went through halfway. It does have a rather large assembly of taxidermy animals. Many of them are stitched together from different kind of creatures. And they're just looming there like very strange hunting trophies. What are the strange quirks of this place? Please tell me.
Pretty sure that there would be most likely overgrown dogs. Maybe a rat or two.
Mm-hmm.
Deer, maybe. Somebody went hunting, thinking it was a good idea to hang one above the door once you enter in.
I kind of think there's going to be like some weird placement of mirrors around this space.
Yeah, it has this vibe of you can sit down and feel like you're lost to whoever else is in the room, but as soon as you take a look around, you notice that you can actually be watched from every corner. It's also the kind of bar in which the patrons would stop their talk and just stare at whoever is entering if they don't know them. It's not crowded. There are only 3 people in here right now. The barkeep, Hector, and 2 other people. They look up as you enter, but the hushed conversation on the bar continues.
Barry will actually beeline for Hector, ask for one of the bottles of whiskey that's hidden somewhere, stowed away for just when he shows up. Take 3 glasses and make way to one of the booths. And if Ashley has already taken her seat, join her. And then just wait for Julie to show up as well.
Yeah, Ashley's gonna take a seat. She'll spare Baz from going through the crime scene photos right now.
Okay. Yeah, Hector says, wait, I'll get you a glass. And then she picks up one of these promising bottles, getting a glass. Ashley, what's for you?
Just a juice.
Okay. A juice. I have to look into the fridge. But she will take care of the order. Pouring both of you a juice glass. One with juice, one with whiskey. And places them in front of you. Been a while.
Yeah, kind of everything was going fine. Until today, so to speak. But hey, we're back now.
Okay.
And he'll pour himself a double.
Good. Care to share, or shall I leave you alone?
Leave alone for now.
Okay.
Too
Still
soon.
processing.
Sure. If you need anything, I'm over there. And she leaves you, getting back.
Actually, before she leaves, he'll actually call Hector back. He'll order some food, either snackies or just something to munch on while he's waiting for Ashley to go through everything and etc. Just to keep himself occupied as well.
Something to keep you occupied or something to keep you going?
A little bit of both.
Okay. Okay. That's coming. She disappears for a moment. Later returns with a plate with loaded fries.
It's like you're hungover.
It's worse. And he'll just start to munch one at a time while kind of glancing over to the photos as well and just contemplating.
Yeah, she's just going through and making her notes. Because they didn't really have time to do that while they were there, but it's bad. This is different. It's been a while.
Mm-hmm. You might want to look at the fur that I put in the bags as well.
Yeah, I just put the stuff in the fridge. I'll have to look into it, devote more time to actually go through the samples and spin it down.
Yeah,
But yeah, this doesn't look like wounding from a knife. Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah. Wonder if Julie had any issues with law enforcement.
I will absolutely text the group chat once it's clear that I'm not going to be incarcerated. Just to let them know.
Not being locked up as a suspect.
Yeah.
don't leave town, we'll call you. Type of stuff.
Right.
Yeah, Sleek, hey, we're over at the Looking Glass if you want to come by.
We'll do. I got to make a pit stop first. It's a important matter. But also, I have a phone, so I don't know if you or anyone you know knows how to get into one. But I have. Interestingly enough, the apartment owner's phone was in the apartment.
Okay. Might Ferdinand know how to get into it?
I doubt that he was close enough with him to know his phone password. Maybe. Is it even the? Is it like a model of phone that would require like Face ID or a thumbprint to get into, or can you enter a password in it?
It's a password. It's the 9 dots.
Okay.
Oh God.
Yes, I mean I could ask him, but I doubt.
Ferdinand might have seen the movements, so we can then just deduct on what happened or what he's using.
Sure, I suppose.
Or we could use like the girlfriend excuse at a tech store, depending on what company.
Ooh, the girlfriend excuse. Tell me what this is.
So you found a phone in your apartment. And you think it's your boyfriend's, but you don't know if it's really his. So you could go to your provider and say, "Hey, my boyfriend's phone's locked. Could you help me?" And see if they can help you get into it.
I mean, sure.
It's worth a shot.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm sure it's possible. Otherwise, we're just going to be playing with numbers, numbers for a while.
I mean, we've got his name, we've got his address, we've got the phone number, so we might be able to have enough information.
Other option is just to take out the SIM card and hope that it's nothing saved on the internal memory.
That is something we could try, I suppose. It's not numbers though. It's one of those like puzzles.
Yeah, well, what I mean is if we call the provider, we have maybe enough information to have them to unlock it.
Oh, maybe.
Because we have the address, phone number, name of the owner, etc.
Unless you guys have a hacker.
Unless it's a prepaid one, because then we're still nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. I don't know anybody that's a hacker. I'm willing to try going into like a mobile. I don't know who's the provider even is on this. How would we know that?
Can open up see if we can get the battery, get the SIM card. Usually it's on the SIM card.
Okay.
Getting the SIM card out is going to be a lot easier than uncracking the phone.
Well, I will bring it to you. I'm on my way.
Okay, perfect.
Are you stopping at St. Jude's?
I am stopping at St. Jude's. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So, confessional booth, altar of the Holy Maiden. What is it? Praying in the front row.
Oh, yeah. I'll just go in and sit in prayer until if the booth is not open. I'll sit in prayer and wait. If the booth is open, I'm just going to go right in, sit down.
Okay. It is open.
Sit down and say, "Forgive me, Father, for I've sinned. It's been probably about 5 or 6 days since my last confession. I lied to some authorities about a death and the circumstances in it. I've also broken into someone's house. I've stolen. Dabbled in matters of the occult.
What was your intention? Asked the soft voice of Father Michael.
Oh, just trying to help people. I understand that the church didn't believe me when I said that there are bad things out there, but there are. And I'm just trying to minimize the damage. Sometimes it means I have to break some rules. Rules I didn't think I was capable of breaking. But I really truly do believe that it serves the greater good.
And how does lying to the authorities line up with this?
Because it's my experience that established power structures either can't or won't accept the dangers that are out there.
Or they are of mundane nature and inherently not perfect.
Well, I'm not asking for perfect, but some, backup and, ammunition would be nice. I don't know.
I can't give you ammunition.
I'm not even sure why I keep coming here, but it felt appropriate after the things I saw today were pretty wretched. I did give a man his last rites, which I suppose is technically against the rules now, but I figured it was his only shot at getting them.
So you think this was right and you did something good?
By giving him his last rites? Yeah, I do.
Yes.
I mean, mostly. I'd rather err on the side of caution and have it be right.
And what's more important? That a man receives a way to achieve a good eternal life after death, or lying?
Well, it's no question. You know, lying is sometimes necessary to serve a greater good, and the greatest good I can think of is trying to ensure someone's soul goes where it's supposed to go, right?
Yes. And would you have been able to do this otherwise?
No, I suppose not. I mean, I didn't have to lie to the cops to give the last rites. I did have to break into a house, which I suppose is still not great.
Well, depending who you ask, one of them's the greater crime. think you did the wrong thing for a very good reason. We are all caught in a system that's too bad to uphold, and keeping too many afloat to break it. Outside of these walls, I could never say this, but I think you are needed the way that you are.
Well, thank you, Father. I appreciate that. Don't suppose that means the old man's going to kick me some alimony payments because my gremlin is falling apart. It was a joke, Father.
A difficult one. For better or worse, it might be time to tell you, you aren't the only one. There have been others, even with a vocation, with a mission. As far as I know, they don't exist anymore within our city. But there must be some funds somewhere for these matters. And if this is a help for you, I can look for them, since I got the very strong feeling that nothing is going to stop you.
Well, that would be any help that you could offer would be appreciated, Father, because we both know how it went when I went to the church leadership for help. And I get it. I get why you can only do what you can do. But I'm not going to lie and say that it doesn't frustrate me.
Yes, it does frustrate me too. There might be something I can do for you. And a tiny latch opens in the wood wall separating the two of you. And you see for a moment the delicate hands of Father Michael. And he always wears some rings. And he takes one from his index finger and puts it onto his outstretched hand and seems to offer it to you.
I'll take it and say, what's this for?
It's a silver ring, and there is a pair of wings engraved in it. It is said to give strength in moments of danger.
Well, let's hope that it works. I'm going to try it on. Does it fit on any of my fingers?
It probably does on your thumb.
Okay.
It feels kind of warm. I've been told that it only pays for trust put into it?
Well, despite the breakup with the bosses, I'm not the one who lost my faith, Father.
It's probably not demonstrating, or at least it wasn't as I tried under normal circumstances.
It's fine. We've been. I don't resent you for doing what you have to do. I get it. There's a couple of bishops that I'd like to shake till their teeth fall out, but I don't blame you for where we're at.
In the end, there's only one judge. It's nor you or I or anybody else that we have to be responsible to.
I appreciate.
Yeah, sorry.
I was just gonna say I appreciate that, Father, and I appreciate the ring. Thank you.
I thank you. Take care.
I hop up and walk out and make my way to the looking glass. I will probably screw with the phone a little bit, like as I'm walking out to my car, just to see if it's plainly visible and easy for me to figure out how to get the SIM card out of it. If it's not, then I probably will leave that to someone smarter than me.
Yeah. It is reasonably well protected against outsider. There might be sensible information about clients on the phone. So, okay, great. You gather at the looking glass, and we've got a very short moment to have a short exchange. Is there anything you want to share?
I'll slide the phone out onto the table.
Barry will slide a glass of whiskey to Julie.
Thanks.
Whether she takes it or not and drinks it is a totally different question.
she drinks it, and like there's like that, oh thank you, and she slams it back, and like immediate regret and the struggle to get the shot down, but she does. This says one day I'll get used to that. I got this from the priest at St. Michael's.
What's that supposed to do?
It's supposed to offer strength.
Okay.
But it's made out of silver, so maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a magic ring of werewolf punching.
Does that actually work against them?
That's a beautiful question that I wish I had an answer for.
I don't think we have enough test subjects for that. I don't think they're going to tell us. But
let's hope we never have to find out.
Right. I'll see what happens when I run the samples and figure out what's going on.
How long running the samples will take you?
It's probably going to take me about a day to get results, but I'll have to be in the lab to do that.
Okay.
Do you want to go with to try this boyfriend trick at the store? We got to figure out which provider this phone is from, though, right?
Right. So we can open the phone. We can let's just pick it up and take off the case and then like play with the pin card, or
Yeah.
open up the SIM. Let's pull the SIM out. That's easy.
Yeah.
You just need a safety pin to pop it, and then we'll see what's on the SIM card.
Kind of what provider will it show once we pop the SIM card?
Usually it's written on the SIM card.
Yeah, it has always the provider logo text on it. So
Yeah.
Yep.
So you identify the provider. I am not familiar with US providers, so
I mean, you still got Vodafone, T-Mobile, Sprint.
We just don't have like DNA or Batco or whatever.
Yeah.
So we find out what provider it is, and then we can go to a store.
Yeah, they
Ask your
should.
repair guy.
They should all have local stores for the most part, or
Yeah.
if that. Usually, like if a direct provider doesn't have a local store, it's because they're really a like an offshoot of another provider. Like, so you go to the main.
Or a repair store or something.
Right.
See if
Yeah.
we can unlock it.
Shady repair store, maybe?
Yeah.
that would be open at this time. But as you're discussing this, Ashley's phone rings. It's
Oh.
the hospital.
Okay. Hello?
Ashley.
Hi.
Hi. This is Eva. You told me to call you as soon as Jack behaves strangely. Well, he behaves strangely.
Oh no. Okay. How strangely?
Well, he was asleep, had obviously bad dreams, and then he woke up, tried to get rid of all the tubes and stuff, and would ignore that we put him down for this giant wound on his breast, and that he is missing a limb. And he just tried to walk out of the doors. He said he needs to take care of something.
he is stubborn. Okay. I'll be there soon.
Okay, good. So yeah, we keep him busy.
Yeah, just keep him distracted. I'll be there soon.
Great. Later.
Bye. Well.
And
Jack's up. He's still pretty messed up from the last hunt, so he's trying to leave.
We need to go pick him up.
We need to go bolt his ass back down to the bed is what we need to do.
I mean, we can raise it easily.
We can babysit. Let's go babysit.
Yeah, I mean,
Sounds like a riot. Let's go.
Barry will grab the bottle of whiskey and put the money down on the counter, and will literally just walk out with the bottle of whiskey. Because it's going to be a long night.
Just don't give Jack any. It's not going to go well with the morphine.
No. I know. It's all for me. It's all for me.
Okay. So I'm driving is what's happening.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm the DD. Get in the car.
You hear a shout from the bar. Drunken shooting is a fucking good idea to get killed.
I shout back. We're not going to shoot anyone, probably.
Tell that to the whiskey.
We're going to a hospital. Why are we going to shoot in a hospital?
Those are questions better left unasked.
Because you came in pretty shocked, and that's usually, if you're not celebrating, the beginning of a hunt, not the ending. But we will see about this not today, but next week, because we are ending on a high note with everybody
Right?
in great shape.
Awesome.
We're all in one piece right now,
Yay.
physically, except for Jack.
That is good news. It's a good place to be. Thank you. This has been a hoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you too. We
Possibly
should
go wrong.
Yeah. Is everybody feeling all right?
Yep.
Yeah, this was great. This was a lot of fun. I did have a quick system question for you.
Yeah.
Do I regain one of my spent willpower for interacting with my touchstone?
I think this is mainly for integrity. But we can look this up since I should have disclaimed this earlier. This is Tom Murr's Under the Vigil, which might not be the official game or the official game world. So, I will look into this. I like you to be on low willpower.
Gotcha.
Just give in to the random suggestions of random kindred we might be coming across or running.
Yeah. Domin's perception of
No, you don't. You don't get XP. Willpower back by interacting with a touchstone.
You do.
What?
You do. It's here. Touchstone. Regain 1 of full willpower when defending your relationship. Oh, when defending your relationship with your touchstones.
I was going to say because
or engaging in a scene of positive or cathartic engagement with it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I want
up to you if that counts.
I want to point you into another direction, risking willpower, which is an awesome thing to do. My most favorite rule from Hunter, and I'm so happy it got carried over into 2nd edition. You can try to get your willpower back double if you're just risking it.
Okay. Gotcha.
I was actually looking at page 68 in regards of regaining willpower, and there's nothing mentioned there for touchstones. So.
I am on page 135. But, well, let's take this into the not on stream discussion corner.
We can figure that out later. Not the apocalypse. Not a big deal either way. I just thought I'd bring it up because I realized I had interacted with one. That's all.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So, thank you very much. Let's do our outros. Starting in reverse order. Kim, where can people find you? What you're up to?
Let's see. You can find me on Twitter, KimGodwin18. My website, studiohnh.com or KimberlyGodwin.com. And I'm currently working on They Came from Witchford Academy. We just worked on They Came from the Danger Zone. And there's some other things coming up along in the pipeline. So
sounds very interesting. Thank you. Tris.
Yes. You can find me at Travis Legg pretty much everywhere on the internet. A couple things I just want to make sure I remind everybody of. The last Friday of every month is Onyx Path's game night through Start Playing. If you head over to the link I'm going to be sharing in the chat, you can get all the information about signing up for that. I also want to remind everyone that we do still have the media contest going on. So if you want to make a, it could be a TikTok or a Instagram reel, and then hashtag, put the Onyx Path hashtag on it, promote one of our games, or talk about maybe like your favorite character concept, basically anything that's related to one of our games, and then hit the link that I'm about to drop in the chat and fill out that form. You'll be entered to win some free digital gaming materials. I think that's pretty much it. I'll be back here tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern for the finale of Trinity Continuum Time and Space, which is an actual play we were running to support the Player's Guide backer kit, which is now complete. So thank you all, those of you who supported it. But the story there, we had a little bit of story left to tell, so we'll be doing one more session tomorrow. I think that's it for me. Thank you. Thank you for an
Thank
awesome
you.
game too, Tom. Thank you.
You're flattering me. Edwin.
People can find me at gaming_pilgrim on Twitter. I don't do anything fancy like Kim with writing and stuff like that, or like Travis does. Just an ordinary guy that occasionally gets asked to enjoy some tabletop roleplay, so to speak. So.
Well, we're happy to have you here. Thank you for
Yes, very
Yeah,
much.
thanks for playing.
Yeah, thank you all for playing. It has been a blast. Thank you so much. You're looking so forward to the reveals of next session. And
I can't wait. I look forward to it.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
And as we might enter into the action segment, we will see. And yeah, well, I'm Tom Murr. I remembered during the course of this action that I started translating for RPG companies, which is pretty awesome. But
Congratulations. That was cool.
Thank you. Nothing has been really released by this point, so I can't promote any of this. But I did a little bit of that's actually published in German, though. For Dungeon World, I did a short thing. Yeah.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
Dungeon Crawl Classics, right. So I am hiding on my socials, so you are probably having luck with contacting me on the Onyx Path Discord. I'm also called Tom Murr, I think, over there. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the show, and we will meet each other again under favorable circumstances next week with our full cast.
Looking forward to it.
Very much so. Thank you so much. Everybody hang out. We're going to shoot a raid, I think, over probably to, looks like Girls Run These Worlds are running, so we'll head over there with the raid. Show them some love when we get over there. Tell them who sent you, and be sure to give them a follow. Thanks again to the players for being here, to the folks watching, whether live or on VOD. And if you want to make sure you can catch the VODs right away, don't forget to subscribe to our Twitch channel. We'll see you again real soon. See you.
Bye.
Bye.